Hello everybody, welcome along. I'm David, Purchasing Manager at Martin Lynch & Son. We've got something a little bit special today. New product to us at least, and hopefully you're going to see that it's going to solve quite a few problems that some of us face when we've got our nice new radio or our handheld and we want to use it in the car, either mobile or static mobile. The last thing you want to do is kind of operate it from the seat if you've got a nice HF rig. You know, you want it in eyesight so you can see what you're doing, see what band you're on, see what frequencies you're on. But we don't want to go ahead and drill a load of holes in our cars and really wreck our cars by drilling these holes, because obviously at some point we may have to sell our cars on and it's going to look like a tea bag. Okay, so I bet you're wondering who manufactures these no holes barred products. So I've got the first one here. And as you can probably guess, it's exceptionally simple. Cup holder. And all you need to do is when you put it in your cup holder, you just turn this thread and it will expand and fill the void and make it very, very secure. So we've got rubber pads, so it's not going to damage your cup holder in any way. Obviously don't over tighten it. Now the idea behind this one is that you can angle it. So you can simply adjust it and make it longer or shorter depending on how and where your cup holder's situated. We've got a 360 swivel head on a ball right at the top there. So there's a ball right at the back. And then on the front, we've got this really nice soft pad for when you use it this way up. I'm just going to grab my radio. So I've got an ID52 here. And it's so simple, the little clip that you have on the back of your radio simply slides in there. And there you go. Now, it's not just the ones with the radios with the clips on the back. It's also, if I take that out for a second, you can flip this the other way up. And then you can see you've got the little buttons that you get on some of the other handhelds, so you can just slot it in. Almost like the little button you have on the back of a microphone. But sometimes you have those on the back of your handy, and that will just slot in. So, but for most handies that have the belt clips on the back of them, dead simple. Open up the clip, place it in, and there you have it. So you won't have, like I normally do, your handheld wandering around on the seat next to you and sometimes wandering off onto the floor and perhaps getting damaged. That's the first product from Lido. Nice and simple, easy to use, no drilling, nothing like that. And also you can move it from car to car. So when you've got the XYL in the car, she doesn't want your radios around, you can simply take it out and that'll work really fine. But if you like having your coffee in your coffee cup holder, then maybe this one isn't for you. But what we do have, and we've all seen these, this is a window suction mount with the same head on it. So again, you can, if we loosen this off, there we go. You can clip your handheld's belt clip into the front of it, like that. Or, if you've got one of the button mount ones, spin it around, and then you've got the button mount clip there. It's, like I said, it will stick to your windscreen. It's suction, not just adhesive. You've got adjustment, both forward and backwards, to make it either closer or further away, depending. I mean, obviously, if you've got quite a steep windshield, you're going to need to pull it away a little bit. Lock it off, and then you've got the adjustment on the front. And again, it's just the ball mount, the traditional ball mount that you would then firm up just by screwing the back there. And then finally, you've got the adjustment here, which allows you to adjust the angle. So if you're mounting it like that, for instance. So it's got lots of different ways you can mount it to your windscreen. But a lot of us have our phones on brackets similar to these on our windscreens or our sat navs. So I wonder if we could mount this to the dashboard. Now it just so happens we have an 80mm disc. Okay, it's 3M, so it's very strong adhesive. And then you've got the solid plastic front to it, which the sucker will actually stick to. So you can mount this to your dashboard where you would like to, and then you can then go ahead and mount it on top of that. So a simple solution if you wanted to mount it to your dash, because you've already got your phone, your sat nav, and obviously we don't want to clutter up our windscreens too much because we have to see out of them. So that's another solution rather than the cup holder for mounting your HT in your car, whether it be a belt clip or the little button on the back of the radio. Now we're going to move on to something a little more heavy duty that mounts slightly differently, and I'm going to go and grab those now. So now we have a product from Lido that's a little bit more heavy duty. Again, you don't have to drill any holes. The only thing you do have to remember is to take a little look at your front seat mount. So most cars, if you look at the front seat, there's either a bolt or an Allen key that secures your seat to the car. So that's the first thing before you look at any of these products. You need to make sure that you've got access to that. And what happens is, in this little bag, you've got a series of little shoes. And what happens is obviously if you've got your bolt in the car, this will slide underneath it, screw it down, and that will give you a secure mount to mount this particular bracket too. So once you've got your seat bolt out, you can then fit the bracket. And again, there's different variants in the bag, depending on, sometimes your seat bolt can slope up and then across. You just need to have a look at that, but there'll be a bracket in here that will suit that, as long as you can get to the bracket and unscrew it and it's not riveted down or anything like that. Once you've done that, you can then fit your in-car bracket. So you can see here, this is the bottom. So this is the bottom. This is what's going to sit over the top of the bracket, and then there'll be a bolt that goes in there, and then you'll be able to secure it. And then you've got the adjustment, so you'll be able to swivel it on the ball, because this is a ball mount right there. So you've got 360 degrees of movement. So once you've secured that, you've then got a single access here with a lockout, and then we've got the head unit itself. Just bring that down a little bit. So this is a 4-hole amps. They call it 4-hole amps. So it's a standard, industry standard fitting, and the distance between the holes will be all the same if it's an amps fitting. You can then make up your bracket to suit for your radio, or one thing that we do have is an amps bracket. And this is what an amps bracket looks like. So you've got the 4 holes again in the middle, which will marry up to the bracket itself. And then obviously you can mount it vertically or horizontally, depending on how you want it. You'll see a little bit later how we've mounted ours in the demo car outside. But that gives you a myriad of options on mounting your radio or even your mic, and you'll see that a little bit later as well, where you can actually hang your mic on this as well. So this is a heavy duty seat mount bracket with lots of different flexibilities depending on how your front seat is situated, and a nice head unit there which will allow you to put that in eyesight so you can actually see what you're doing with your radio. So this is the heavy duty seat mount bracket from Lido. So let's move on and we'll take a look at another one, shall we? Okay, so you're getting the idea of just how some of these seat mounts are going to work. So we've got another one here, slightly different. Same principle, so we've still got the head with the ball, so we can adjust exactly what position we want our head unit in. But this one, rather than being rigid, isn't. It's quite flexible. You could even do a workout with it, I think. It's quite flexible, so if you need to bend it round your seat and then back up again, you can. It comes with the brackets that we spoke about earlier, the little brackets that will shoe under your bolt for your seat, and there's 2 different types there, which will fit 80% of cars. Also comes with an additional bracket which will go around the swan neck of the bracket itself, just so if you wanted to secure that to something like the side, again, We don't really want to be drilling holes, but if you do need to, this certainly will help. So that's the very versatile seat bolt mount from Lido. So now we're going to look at another version of these seat bolt mounts. Okay, so again, very versatile. It's not as long as the previous model. Works in exactly the same way. Clamps underneath the seat bolt mount. This is the exception. You can actually, comes with a bracket that would allow you to screw this to the floor if you so wished. The other thing that you can do is obviously you could have this in your shack. We've got the standard bracket on the head where your radio would go, and again you can make your own bracket up, or you can buy one of our brackets with all the holes in, so you can mount your radio, and you'll see how that's mounted in the car in a wee bit. With this particular one as well, it comes with the standard Yaesu, I think it's a 5mm screw. So all the FTM range and the FT891 will all fit this bracket here. That simply clips over the top, and it's quick release, which is kind of cool. So there's a little button there, push that down, and then it will slide out like that. So you can mount this on the back of your radio, and then you'll just be able to slide that back in. So that part will stay with your radio, but at least you could take it out at night if you're a bit worried about leaving it in the car. Or you might have a couple of radios. You might want to do 2 in 70, and you put your FTM 200 or your 300 or your 500 on there. Or you might be going out doing a little bit of HF and 6, and then you can put your FT891 straight on there. Again, very flexible. Not as long as the previous model, but again, it's very sturdy. It will certainly hold up your FT891, no bother at all. So we're going to have a look at some other mounts now. These are the Max models, and let me go and get one, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, this is one of the final products. This is the Max version, and again, it works along exactly the same lines as the other models that I've just shown you. However, this really is the quick release version that you always wanted. Because I don't know about you, sometimes I have my radios in the car and I can't use them while my wife's in the car because she doesn't like the noise. This allows me to have a really nice mount in the car, which I can remove if we're going out as a family. So again, it comes with, and you can't really see it, but we'll show you because I've got the deluxe version of this fitted in the car, so we'll show you this in a second. But these are the brackets that you're going to use to pop under the bolt, which secures your seat. Now the great thing about this is it comes with little barrels which will secure to the bracket, and again you'll see this when we go and have a look at it in the car. And what happens is, and this is the difference between the Max version, so that little bolt or bracket will go into here, so you slip it over the bolt or the bracket, and then you tighten it out, and that's what makes it removable. We've got a quick release here, so we can release it and take the whole thing out of the car, and we can put it back just as quickly, and then we clamp it off. It's got a nice ratcheting system for adjusting the angles. So again, we just click it round, and then we can lock it off where we'd like to have it. On the joint in the middle, again, it's quick release, so we can simply adjust it, clamp it back down, and it's where we've set it. Comes with a standard Lido ball mount. That obviously pops into there. And then we have the quick release mount that will slide on and off of that you can attach your bracket to, or your amps bracket if you already have one. Again, amps is a standard, industry standard. The distance between the holes are always the same, so if you're using an amps bracket, you know it's going to fit this, or we sell these separately. You can put your amps bracket onto there, and then have it horizontally or vertical depending on what you want to do with it. So again, it's a really nice, fantastic way to put a radio in your car without drilling any holes, and something you can remove if you have the family in the car. Before we just go out to the car, we do have some other solutions. So have a look on the website. We've got some FTM or FT window suction brackets that will fit. You can fit the head units of the FTM 500, the 200 and the 300 on. They'll also take the FT 891. So have a look on the website. We've got the suction ones that go on the windscreen, or you can use that little 80mm pad to stick it to your dashboard. So don't forget to check those out. But for now, let's go and have a look at the car. Okay, so here we are outside. This is my little car, and I don't know whether you remember the previous video that I did, and this is where I used to mount my FTM 500. Now with the Lido products, I don't have to do that anymore, and this is the setup that I have in my little car. We looked at this max version inside. This is the deluxe version. What makes that difference? It comes with an assortment of mic mounts. It comes with the plates that you need, and it comes with various other brackets as well. But this is the one that I've got in the car. And if you have a quick look down here, you'll see how I've mounted it. And this is how easy it is to actually remove it from the car. So if we're going out as a family, all I do is one quick release, and then I can pop it off. Obviously I need to disconnect the cables, but that's it. It's free. I can go and store it somewhere, and we can use it as a car, and it's not going to be an annoyance to anybody in the passenger seat. And if you take another look down here, you'll see this is where it mounts. This is where it mounts onto the bracket, and these are the brackets that I was showing you inside. That one's fit snugly underneath the bolt there, and all I used was a little old Allen key to remove the bolt, and then slip that underneath, did it up nice and tight, to make sure you replace the bolt for your seat, and that was it. And dead easy to do. Took me about 5 minutes. Then once you're ready to put the radio back in the car, that's even easier. So all we do, we simply place it on top of the lug, for want of a better word, tighten it up with a quick release, and there you go. It's back, installed in the car, ready to rock and roll. It's nice and solid, and it is really easy to see the head unit, what frequencies you're on, what repeaters you're working. Obviously this is the FTM 500, which is 270 in fusion, but I really like it. It makes things a lot easier, and it's very sturdy, hardly any vibrations, and it's quick to remove. That's the biggest game changer. You know, I can use the car with my wife, with my kids, and not having a radio in their face whilst sitting in the car. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I've certainly enjoyed making it. It's, as I said, this is new product to Martin Lynch. There's going to be a myriad of other products coming along behind this little lot. Henry will put a link up that will take you straight to the page listing all of our Lido products. Let us know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you another time. But thanks for joining me on this video. Take care. Bye-bye.